Hey guys, it's Jesse from PS4 Daily, and you're going to notice two things in this video. One, this video is very not safe for work, so if you shouldn't be watching boobs or cleavage or various amounts of nudity, you should probably exit out of this tab. And two, this is being recorded on the very new PlayStation TV, a device that we're going to be talking about a little bit more here on PlayStation PS4 Daily later on in the future. But anyway, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. This is PSN Weekly, and today we're taking a look at Senran Kagura Shinovi Versus. Shinovi Versus. And that is your first introduction to Senran Kagura Shinovi Versus, ladies and gentlemen. That what you just saw was a Shinobi transformation, the basis and really the I guess for me it's kind of the most exciting part about this game. As a kid I really loved Power Rangers or just anything with transforming heroes, so always getting to do those Shinobi transformations, it just brings a smile to my face. But anyway, so let's talk about what Senran Kagura is, and I guess maybe a little bit of what Senran Kagura isn't. So Senran Kagura is obviously it's a really risky game, as I mentioned before, and you are going to see people's clothes flying off, and as you saw in the transformation there, she stripped minorly. I mean, it honestly kind of reminds me of Sailor Moon. I mean, if you guys remember the transformations from the first series, it was kind of revealing. So I honestly don't think the transformations are really that bad. It's more when you get to the stripping of the clothes that it starts to get a little bit bad, and you start to see the jiggling of the boobs, like you guys can see just right there. But anyway, Senran Kagura Shinovi Versus is a hack and slash, kind of like a Dynasty Warrior game, where most of your battles take place initially fighting against grunts, and then afterwards you go and fight against the main Shinobi. And so the story for this game is you can either play as one of three schools: the Hanzo school, the Gessen school, and the Hebijo school. And in playing as these schools, you get to learn about each of the school's characters, fight Shinobi from the other schools, and you're trying to, I guess, graduate and win. I think it's called the Shinobi Battle Royale. At this moment in time, or at the time of the video, I'm only 6 hours into the game. This game has a surprisingly it has a lot of content to it. But anyway, at this moment, or at where I am right now, I'm still not exactly sure what the Shinobi Battle Royale is, and I guess that kind of frustrates me in a way. I mean, it seems like there's such a grand focus on this one event, and yet I'm still not sure what it is. Maybe I just haven't been paying attention. That could be entirely my fault, but who knows. So yeah, so as you guys can see there, once the enemy gets down to a certain number or certain health, they lose their clothing. Now this can be accelerated by using your Shinobi special attacks. So if I were to use maybe my L square attack after my Shinobi transformation, then that would strip off her, I think it's her bottom half, and then if I use the L triangle, it would strip off her top half. And what this does, lets you strategize and lets you win the battle as quickly as possible, because once these battles are over, you're going to get to a screen where it's going to score you based on your performance in the match. So you can either get an A, B, C, or a D rank, or I think an F as well if you fail, or if you like die against an enemy or something like that. So to get an A rank, you're going to want to clear it in the fastest time as you can, and not get damaged whilst you're in these battles. I didn't figure this out until I was already a ways into the game, well past where I am right now. So now my focus right now is about trying to maintain that fun factor, because the game is a little bit broken, which I'll talk about in just a second, but it's trying to maintain that fun factor and trying to get the best score that I possibly can. Now, how is it broken, you may ask? Well, there's a mode called Frantic Mode, and the best way I can describe it is it's like Goku going from base Goku to Kaioken. It's basically like a powered up state, different from your Shinobi transformation. In Frantic Mode, you strip off your clothes and you go to your you're in your bikini, and here you're faster, you're stronger, you have different combos, and your defense goes down. But once you strip your opponent of her clothes, it's basically game over in that second Shinobi attack. I've been able to do one Shinobi attack, then followed it up immediately with a second Shinobi attack, and in addition to stripping off her clothes, she dies. So yeah, it's an efficient way to get the battle done, but at the same time, it's broken in the fact that it goes way too fast and kind of eliminates the fun factor that you can get from some of these Shinobi fights. Mind you, I'm playing on normal. I haven't really found much of an incentive to play on hard. There's no trophy that I can see that's tied to beating the game or beating a certain number of missions on hard. So there's not really a reason for me to actually go through the game on the hard difficulty, or at least go through these missions on the hard difficulty. And it's kind of bothersome for me in a way, because I do like having an incentive to turn up the difficulty, whether it be through a trophy or whether it be through an in-game item that I might earn. And there are plenty of in-game items to earn whilst you're playing Senran Kagura. There are these there are panties, there are different outfits to unlock, whether those could be like different like bunny ears to put on your character. You can even change the blouse that they're wearing, you can change the pants that they're wearing. It's not too in depth per se, but there's a lot to do in that regard, and I really love that part. Actually, the fight I was just in with Ikaruga, that's not her normal outfit. I actually changed it up so she could look like another character called Kisaragi, and so her Shinobi transformed state was more akin to Kisaragi, in that I was wearing Kisaragi's boots and I was wearing her rather revealing shirt. So another thing I do want to bring up is, even though you might see the other character's weapons when you're in this transform state, you're not actually going to be able to use those weapons. I mean, I guess for me it doesn't really matter, but I don't know. It would have been cool if we could change weapons. But yeah, so there's a lot of items to earn, and I think the best part about earning these items for me per se is, once you earn these items, it's not just a system where you earn the items and you can immediately use them. It's where you earn the items so you could go buy them in the shop. And I love this because it gives me a reason to actually spend the money that I'm earning, and so it doesn't feel like I'm just piling up loads and loads and loads of cash for no apparent reason. And it gives me something to actually work toward. And any game that has that kind of element to it, especially Virtual Tennis 4 World Tour on the Vita, I have 96 hours in that game. I think that says enough, and I've barely scratched the surface of that game. But yeah, I think any game that has that kind of item system is definitely a game for me. But yeah, that's basically that's almost everything with Senran Kagura. There are also side missions to do, which kind of expand on the characters, and they just kind of expand on the already established characteristics or personalities that each of these characters have. It's not too much, but I appreciate it nonetheless. And unlike the story missions where you go fight, then you come back to the hub world and you go fight, then you come back to the hub world and you go fight, come back to the hub world with story elements thrown in between there. The side missions are you going into a side mission, it giving you story content, you going to fight, more story content, fight, story content, fight, story content, fight, until you're actually done with that character's series of side missions. So the only way you're going to go back to the hub world is if you abort the mission, and from what I've seen, there are honestly no penalties to aborting the mission. So feel free to do that whenever you feel like it. But anyway, we're running up on about 10 minutes here, so I'm going to cut this video short. If you guys have any questions, please ask in the comment section below. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. But anyway, look forward for the review for Senran Kagura Shinovi Versus coming to you on PS4 Daily soon. I'm Jesse with PS4 Daily, and I'll see you guys later.
これが伝説の忍び半蔵の孫ですか。正直落胆を隠せません。
ユミちゃん、そこをどいて。
どかなければ
いいからどいて。私はみんなと一緒に立派な善人になるんだから。だからこんなところでみんなを死なせるわけにはいかないの。
どうやらまだ力を隠しているようですが、しかしその力仲間のためにしか使えないのですか。だとしたら忍びとしては意味のない力ですね。
そんなことない。私はちっちゃんに教わったんだ。力っていうのは刀と盾だって。を守る力だってある。刀だけじゃない。盾だって力だ だよ。
聞くに耐えない綺麗事ですね。
なんですって？
正しい力などない。理屈をこねたところで力とは悪意でしかありません。ただ力さえあれば全てを滑ることができる。それを何としても見せてあげたい。
見せてあげたい。
まあ今日のところはこのぐらいにして、楽しみは次の機会に取っておくことにしましょう。あなたの力自体には興味が出てきました。仲間など関係なくその力確かめてみたいものです。では次の戦いまでに体調を整えてくださるように。
なんとか助かった。みんな今保健室に連れて行ってあげるからね。よくできました。修行の成果ですね。